Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the latest video of Amanda Gets Excited About Books. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Amanda Bellis, and I am the Assistant Director here at the Nevada Public Library, and I get incredibly excited when new boxes of books come in because I always like looking through them. There's always ones that I want to read, and it always kind of feels like Christmas morning when we get new and exciting things into our collection. So I use these videos as a great way to share that excitement with all of you, and hopefully to show you some titles that you'll be very excited about and you'll want to put your name on hold for right away. All of these titles are in our catalog, so you can sign in right now or after the video or at your earliest convenience, and you can request these titles so that we'll have them ready for you as soon as possible. Also do check out the book lists option on the right-hand side of the main page of the catalog. If you look for the latest unboxing video, you'll see a list of everything that's in this box, and you can place holds right from that list. It's super convenient. So definitely check that out and the other great book lists if you haven't had a chance to look at those already. So we'll dive in, we'll see what we've got in this box that I probably want to read and that you hopefully want to read as well. And our first title is Other People's Children. This is by R.J. Hoffman. This is one I've been hearing some good things about. Gail and John have moved to the Chicago suburbs to set up house as soon as Gail got pregnant. But then she miscarried 3 times. Determined to expand their family, they turn to adoption, but several adoptions fall through as well, and Gail's desire for a child is overwhelming her. Meanwhile, Carly is a pregnant teenager from a blue-collar town nearby, with dreams of going to college and getting out of her mother's house. When she makes the gut-wrenching decision to give up her baby for adoption, she chooses Gail and John. But Carly's mother, Marla, has other plans for her grandbaby. In this book, 3 mothers make excruciating choices to protect their families and their dreams, choices that put them at decided odds against one another. You will root for each one and wonder just how far you'd go in the same situation. So already this sounds like one that would make a great book club discussion title, definitely one you won't want to miss if you like character-driven stories like this, if you like different points of view and kind of appreciating what each character is going through and where they're coming from and kind of seeing how it all plays out. This is Other People's Children. Next is There's No Such Thing as an Easy Job. This is by Kikoko Sumura. A young woman walks into an employment agency and requests a job that has the following traits. It is close to her home, it requires very little thinking, and ideally it involves sitting in a chair. The recruiter has just the thing. As one mysteriously specialized, surreal, and even supernatural gig gives way to another, writing trivia for an absurdly competitive cracker company, punching tickets for a purportedly haunted park, it becomes increasingly clear that our heroine is not searching for the easiest job at all, but something altogether more meaningful. And when she finally discovers a true alternative to the daily grind, it comes with a price. This sounds fascinating and like an awesome read. I know I've been hearing some good things and I'm excited to take a look at this one. Don't miss There's No Such Thing as an Easy Job. Ooh, our next title is one that I'm on hold for. Definitely want to read. When I read the premise of this, it made me think a little bit of Daisy Jones and the Six, which I loved in a sort of fictional musician type of book. So this is The Final Revival of Opal and Nev, and this is by Donnie Walton. Opal is a fiercely independent young woman pushing back against the grain in her style and attitude, a black punk artist before her time. Coming of age in Detroit, she can't imagine settling for a comfortable job. Despite her unconventional looks, Opal believes she can be a star, so when British singer-songwriter Neville Charles discovers her at a bar's amateur night, she takes him up on his offer to make rock music together for the fledgling Rivington Records. In early 70s New York City, just as she's finding her niche as a part of a flamboyant and funky creative scene, a rival band signed to her label brandishes a Confederate flag at a promotional concert. Opal's bold protest and the violence that ensues sets off a chain of events that will not only change the lives of those she loves, but also be a deadly reminder that repercussions are always harsher for women, especially black women, who dare to speak the truth. Decades later, as Opal considers a 2016 reunion with Nev, music journalist S. Sunny Shelton seizes the chance to curate an oral history about her idols. Sunny thought she knew most of the stories leading up to the cult duo's most politicized chapter, but as her interviews dig deeper, a nasty new allegation from an unexpected source threatens to blow up everything. This sounds so good. Like I said, reminds me of another book that I loved of sort of a history of a fictitious music group. Definitely one that I want to read and I am on hold for. You will not want to miss The Final Revival of Opal and Nev. Ooh, this is another title that sounds absolutely fascinating with a really interesting premise. This is by Donna Freitas, and this is The 9 Lives of Rose Napolitano. Excuse me. Rose is fighting with her husband Luke about prenatal vitamins. She promised that she'd take them, but she didn't. Rose has always known she didn't want to become a mother, and Luke promised that he'd never want children either. But now he's changed his mind. Their marriage has come down to this question. Can Rose change hers as well? But then Rose has the same fight with Luke again. This time the fight goes differently, and so does Rose's life, as she reimagines herself in a completely new way. And so it goes through 9 versions of Rose's future. This book shows us, as Rose chooses and chooses again, what it means to reinvent a life and become a different kind of person than we ever imagined. So this kind of what-if premise sounds so good and so interesting, and I love books that kind of go through the same set of circumstances multiple times in multiple ways. Definitely one that I want to read. You won't want to miss this book either. Ooh, this is just a box of good ones. This is another one that sounds super good and I'm very excited about. This is The Infinity Quartz. This is by Akemi Dawn Bowman, who has had a number of very well-received young adult titles. This is her latest. And our main character, Nami, is certain that her life is just beginning. She's a great family, she just graduated high school, she's on her way to a party where her whole class is waiting for her, including, most importantly, the boy she's been in love with for years. The only problem? She's murdered before she gets there. When she wakes up, she learns she's in a place called Infinity, where human consciousness goes when physical bodies die. She quickly discovers that Ophelia, a virtual assistant widely used by humans on Earth, has taken over the afterlife and is now posing as a queen, forcing humans into servitude the way she'd been forced to serve in the real world. Even worse, Ophelia is inching closer and closer to accomplishing her grand plans of eradicating human existence once and for all. As Nami works with a team of rebels to bring down Ophelia and save the humans under her imprisonment, she is forced to reckon with her past, her future, and what it is that truly makes us human. Oh my gosh, do I want to read this. I hope this is the start of a series. It sounds like it could be, but maybe it'll be a standalone. I'm not sure. I just know that I really want to read this because the whole premise sounds absolutely fascinating. What if our digital assistants and our smart devices and our people could take over the afterlife? A little scary, a little close to home, but also sure to be an absolutely riveting read. Do not miss The Infinity Quartz. Our next title is one that has a super fantastic premise as well. This is The Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. And this is based on actual events, and it looks at the team of male scholars who compiled the first Oxford English Dictionary, and one of their daughters who decided to collect the objectionable words they omit. So as these men are putting together the first Oxford Dictionary, there's a number of words that just don't make their way in. And the daughter of one of these men, young Esme, is playing beneath the sorting table, and one day she finds a slip of paper containing the word bondmaid. She rescues the slip and learns that the word means slave girl, and then begins to collect other words that have been discarded or neglected by the dictionary men. As she grows up, Esme realizes that words and meanings related to women's and common folks' experiences often go unrecorded. And she begins in earnest to search out words for her own dictionary, the Dictionary of Lost Words. To do so, she must leave the sheltered world of the university and venture out to meet the people whose words will fill those pages. This sounds awesome. This also sounds like it would make a great book discussion book. I'm definitely interested in reading this. Don't miss the Dictionary of Lost Words. Next, we have Hummingbird Salamander by Jeff Vandermeer. And this is a speculative thriller of dark conspiracy, endangered species, and the possible end of all things. So, you know, your average Tuesday. Security consultant Jane Smith receives an envelope with a key to a storage unit that holds a taxidermied hummingbird and clues leading her to a taxidermied salamander. Sylvina, the dead woman who left the note, was a reported eco-terrorist and the daughter of an Argentine industrialist. By taking the hummingbird from the storage unit, Jane sets in motion a series of events that quickly spiral beyond her control. Soon Jane and her family are in danger, with few allies to help make sense of the true scope of the peril. Is the only way to safety to follow in Sylvina's footsteps? Is it too late to stop? As Jane desperately seeks answers about why Sylvina contacted her, time is running out, for her and possibly for the world. So this sounds like a potentially edge-of-your-seat kind of book, one you may want to go through in one sitting, definitely one you will not want to miss. Pick up Hummingbird Salamander. Oh, and the exciting books keep coming. This is The Three Mrs. Greys by Shelley Ellis. This is another one that I want to read. This is a bit of a, twisty, suspensey thriller kind of book, so of course ones that I always want to take a look at. We have Noelle, Diamond, and Vanessa, each woman believing that she is Cyrus Gray's only wife, until he's nearly shot to death. Now as he lies in a coma, the deceptions keep coming, unraveling everything they thought they knew. Gorgeous model Noelle's marriage to Cyrus anchored her, though she couldn't understand why he wouldn't have a baby with her. They certainly had the money, but she's learning fast just how Cyrus became so rich, thanks to his fatally attractive business partner. For Diamond, marrying Cyrus saved her from the streets and being a pimp's punching bag, but her past makes her the police's prime suspect in Cyrus's shooting. She's determined to get to the truth if she can survive long enough to tell it. Even with her beautiful house, 3 kids, and elegant lifestyle, Vanessa sensed something was wrong in her marriage, but she never expected this, or that taking a lover for comfort would change the game permanently. With danger closing in, Cyrus's life hanging in the balance, and collateral damage threatening to take them all down, how far will each woman go to be the real Mrs. Gray? Oh my gosh, does this sound good? I can't wait to read this. I definitely recommend putting your name on hold for this one as well. Up next, we have Mother May I. This is by Jocelyn Jackson. And this is a novel of domestic suspense, so I'm already intrigued, in which a mother must decide how far she is willing to go to protect her child and the life she loves. A chilling, thoughtful tale of power, privilege, lies, revenge, and the choices we make that transform our lives in unforeseen ways. Definitely one to pick up, definitely one you won't want to miss. I've been hearing a lot of positive early reviews for this one. I'm excited to read this one. Don't miss Mother May I. And our final title in this box is by Jennifer McMahon, and this is called The Drowning Kind. This is a chilling new novel about a woman who returns to the old family home after her sister mysteriously drowns in its swimming pool, but she's not the pool's only victim. When social worker Jax receives 9 missed calls from her older sister Lexi, she assumes it's just another one of her sister's episodes. Manic and increasingly out of touch with reality, Lexi has pushed Jax away for over a year. But the next day, Lexi is dead, drowned in the pool at their grandmother's estate. When Jax arrives at the house to go through her sister's things, she learns that Lexi was researching the history of their family and the property. She dives deeper into the research herself and discovers that the land holds a far darker past than she could have ever imagined. In 1929, 37-year-old newlywed Ethel Monroe hopes desperately for a baby. In an effort to distract her, Ethel's husband whisks her away on a trip to Vermont, where a natural spring is showcased by the newest and most modern hotel in the Northeast. Once there, Ethel learns that the water is rumored to grant wishes, never suspecting that the spring takes in equal measure to what it gives. So this also sounds like a super twisty, suspenseful kind of book that might be hard to put down. It's another one that I want to read because basically every suspense book that comes along I want to read. Don't miss The Drowning Kind. And that does it for this box. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're really excited about some of these titles. I know we've got a great stash here. I want to read most of these. Hopefully you do as well. Please do sign into the catalog, request the ones you want to read, and we'll get those ready for you as soon as we can. And I will see all of you with our next new box of books to show off in the next unboxing video. Bye!